Time's running out, they've been waiting for your hour. Archangel Michael says, "My beloved child, the hourglass has thinned to a silver thread and your name glows on it like fire." A corridor of light opens, and footsteps you recognize in your bones are already moving toward you. Every second becomes a drum that announces your comeback and your crown. This is viral news about you in the next 24 hours, the kind of news that bends timelines and gathers whispers into thunder. A sealed opportunity circles your door like a hawk that has finally found its branch. Heaven files your case under fulfilled and stamps it with today. The city hum changes tone because your chapter changes tone. Your spirit signs a quiet treaty with peace, and peace agrees to arrive dressed like momentum. You feel it as a soft pressure behind the ribs that is not fear but forward. Somebody has been waiting for your return with an envelope and a key. The envelope carries your breakthrough and the key fits a lock you have not yet touched. The lock recognizes your hand before your hand even lands. Type Amen 333 to receive your blessing now. The clock leans toward you as if it has something personal to deliver. Your name floats through rooms you have not entered, and doors unlatch themselves out of respect. Destiny navigates like a driver that knows every turn in the dark. A lift opens on the right floor without a button pressed. The corridor smells like rain even if the sky stays clear, because the atmosphere copies the feeling of relief. You step without hesitation because the path feels pre-warmed. Comment "I claim IT" to mark this moment in your story. A call arrives from an unsaved number, not to alarm you but to align you. The voice carries authority and gentleness in the same breath, like velvet wrapped around steel. The message is simple and strong like sunrise. Your return has been discussed by people who once doubted you and now lean forward. They keep glancing at the door because they expect your entrance. They have been waiting for your return and your timing lands exactly when their silence runs out. Somewhere a desk lamp burns late over a document with your initials. The signature line waits for ink that carries your new courage. The pen feels heavier because it holds a chapter. Share this with someone who needs hope to move like electricity. Archangel Michael says that your steps are guided through the next 24 hours like beads on a bright thread. Nothing vital misses you, and nothing false survives the light that follows you. Calm spreads over your chest like a warm coat. A mirror stops showing only struggle and begins to show design. You see the marks of training as wealth and not as wounds. The glow on your face is focus finally given permission. Your house recognizes joy as a frequent visitor. A forgotten room requests fresh air and new purpose, and it gets both. Boxes begin to look like portals rather than wait. Comment ready with your city to invite swift alignment. A bank executive reads a name and pauses because a release is approved. The approval travels like a swift courier and lands in your life with the soft thud of good news. A number on a screen crosses from wish to reality. A landlord that held firm now relaxes because grace changes minds. A helper appears who speaks your language of progress. Paperwork that once felt like a maze becomes a hallway. You pack a simple bag with clean clothes and a lighter heart. The road does not challenge you because the road recognizes you. Even traffic moves like it wants to be useful. Write Amen 333 and share to seal your intention. Your soulmate section rises like a curtain, not for drama but for direction. A landmark brightens in your memory, the one your heart has been sketching for months without a map. A red door, a cafe booth by the window, a street where the wind carries cinnamon. Saturday becomes a bell that you hear even from far away. The bell is not loud, but it is precise. You do not chase it because it comes to you. A photo sits on a table where 9 important eyes review it. Approval runs like a signature across faces, subtle but sure. You feel the nod in your chest before the nod appears on their lips. Comment soulmate if you accept divine timing without anxiety. Your mother's last message floats up from safe memory and offers strength. The words do not scold, the words steady. You inherit calm the way you inherit eye color. An old box in a cupboard gives up a folded note. The note says you are still on time. The ink is old, but the truth is fresh. A camera that once made you feel watched becomes a tool you control. You choose what to film now, and what to save for later. Ownership of your story returns to your hands like a familiar glove. Subscribe and share so this blessing multiplies for your whole circle. Your name is cleared in rooms you did not attend. The document that tried to hold you shrinks to size. A signature appears in your favor, simple and decisive. The courtroom inside your mind empties of old arguments. No more cross-examination of your own value. The gavel falls for peace. A friend who went quiet opens the door again. No apology needed because understanding arrives with them. The hug says everything that the sentence never could. Comment peace if you receive this calm as your new normal. A message from work shifts the weight of your week in a single sentence. The project moves forward and your role shines through. The schedule redistributes itself around your well-being. An address appears with a pin that glows on your phone. The route avoids stress because grace plays navigator. You arrive without rush and leave without regret. Food tastes brighter because relief adds flavor. You choose slowly because your body understands celebration. Even water feels like a gift. Drop 3 words, I am ready to anchor your promise. The night brings a dream that is not a warning but a rehearsal. You practice walking through an open door and you wake up already walking. Memory and vision shake hands and agree to help. A child's laugh crosses your path and breaks a spell of heaviness. You smile because joy remembers your address. The air around you feels cleaner. Your feet gain rhythm that belongs to momentum. The ground answers like a drum that matches your stride. You feel coordinated with unseen help. Comment miracle to welcome the surprise with gratitude. A message lands in your inbox from a name that once felt impossible. It reads like a green light. The next steps arrange themselves like magnets. A seat opens on a bus or train exactly when you need it. You sit with relief and your spine resets. Your gaze relaxes against the window and the city looks friendly. You pass a billboard with the number 333 and take it as a smile from heaven. The smile is permission to keep moving. You do. Write Amen 333 if you feel the confirmation in your bones. A gentle rain begins, the kind that makes roses and not floods. Your thoughts copy the weather and choose soft persistence. Every droplet is a yes. Your phone buzzes with a message that reads like alignment. The person you needed to hear from finds the best words. You breathe out a held month. The lift brings you to a floor called New Season. The doors open without hurry. You step out and the carpet understands your weight. Comment blessed to lock in your path with faith. You receive a map not drawn on paper but printed in clarity. The first stop is called closure, the second is called courage, the third is called celebration. You travel between them by saying yes. Neighbors who never noticed your glow now greet you with warmth. You smile and give them the sunshine that has always been yours. Kindness doubles itself when shared. Your room smells like fresh linen and lemon because you make space. You fold what is finished and you display what is ready. Your space begins to feel like a decision. Share this if your heart recognizes its own return. A neighbor dog meets your eyes and wags like a translator of joy. Even the streetlight pulses on cue. Life participates in your rise. A small payment you forgot finds its way into your account. It is not the whole miracle, but it is the first note of a song. You hum the rest without effort. You organize receipts with calm hands. The stack becomes a story of survival turning into stewardship. You own the narrative. Comment protected if you feel the shield standing tall for you. Your morning coffee holds a new kind of heat. Not just caffeine but conviction. The cup becomes a vow. A letter arrives with a stamp that traveled far. Inside it lives an invitation to a room where your voice matters. You place the date on your calendar and your calendar feels proud. Your shoes carry less history and more hope. The soles remember the mountains you climbed and take the lesson, not the weight. You walk like a conclusion. Write Amen 333 to set your seal on this day. A clean shirt fits like a blessing and not a costume. You wear yourself with ease. Mirrors applaud quietly. You scroll and stop on a message that resembles your own heartbeat. It speaks of timing and doors and names on lists. You realize the list always had you included. Someone sends a location pin and a 2-line update that sounds like doors opening. You smile because your steps already move toward that direction. Alignment looks ordinary from the outside and royal from the inside. Comment yes if you accept royal alignment disguised as ordinary moments. Your laugh returns without permission. It sounds like wind chimes at noon. People look up and smile back. A notebook page collects 3 steps that feel manageable. Step 1 is breathe. Step 2 is act. Step 3 is celebrate. You clear one corner of your space and the whole room brightens. The corner was a metaphor and you solved it. The room thanks you. Share with 2 friends who need momentum to move like water. You receive a short voice note that sounds like home. All the edges in your day turn rounded. You answer with gratitude and your voice becomes music. Your hands touch a doorknob that is never cold to you again. The door opens and does not creak. You step through because you are expected. Your phone shows 11:11 and your heart steadies. You take it as an embrace. The embrace stays. Comment 1111 to echo the sign with trust. A message pings from someone in authority who respects your boundary. You breathe easy because respect is the new currency. You are paid in it today. A calendar reminder nudges you toward a meeting where your name is admired. The chair fits you. The table feels right. A partner in destiny aligns their pace with yours. No chasing. Just stride. Write Amen 333 and keep this rhythm. A late afternoon sun gathers on your table and floods your notes with gold. The color says enough. Enough doubt, enough delay, enough smallness. Your skin warms with recognition of your own strength. You carry it quietly. You do not need noise. Your evening brings softness and a simple meal that tastes like permission. No guilt in the quiet. Only room. Comment I receive to keep your channel open. The street outside settles and the night stops feeling heavy. You do not fear the dark because you see the switches. You flip them and the room obeys. A friend texts that they just felt to pray for you, and you feel the lift. The lift is gentle and effective. You note the time for memory. Your bed accepts you like a promise kept. Sleep lands like a feather and not a hammer. You dream in color. Share this if your soul agrees with gentle power. Morning arrives with easy light. You wake with words in your mouth that bless your own path. It feels natural and not forced. Your inbox shows confirmation that something important moved forward overnight. The timing respects you. The result fits. Your feet touch the floor and the floor answers ready. The day belongs to you as a partner and not a monster. You walk to the mirror and meet a champion. Comment done if you accept completion as your new habit. A message comes from a mentor figure inviting you to speak up. The invite honors your journey. You say yes without apology. A local door highlights itself in your mind, a place you have passed 100 times. Today you step in. Inside waits a contact that changes the pace of your next month. You leave with a card and a clear plan. The plan breathes. You do too. Write Amen 333 to root it deeply. The afternoon gifts you a pocket of quiet where ideas arrive like bright birds. You catch them with kindness. They nest and become projects. A notification shows a follower turned friend who shares your work. Amplification begins. Gratitude expands to fit. An investor of belief chooses your name in a short list. The decision tastes like fresh water. You drink. Comment expand if your capacity is growing with grace. Evening glides in with smooth air. You feel held. Your heart recognizes divine choreography. Archangel Michael says that your shield stands up and your path lights itself without strain. Protection surrounds you like architecture. You walk straight because the pillars are set. Your room carries a hush that is alive and not empty. The hush feeds you. It looks like focus. Share this if your life loves alignment. A final review of the day shows more answers than questions. You feel covered and guided. You sleep on time. In the last moments before rest, a soft certainty rises that the next 24 hours continue the same melody. Not random, not forced, not loud. Just faithful. Archangel Michael says that your return is complete and your name holds weight again. Those who waited now welcome. The welcome pours like warm light. Comment Amen 333 and subscribe to keep this current flowing, then pass it forward so your circle rises with you. Archangel Michael says, "My beloved child, the air shifts like a velvet curtain and your name glows behind it. A hush moves through the hallway because something precise has arrived for you. The suspense is a living thing that guides your next step like a hand on your shoulder. This is viral news about you in the next 24 hours, and it does not wait for courage because it carries its own. Your path tilts toward victory like a bowl tilts toward fresh water. You feel the pull in your ribs where fear once tried to live. They have been waiting for your return, and the room that held your seat has not gathered dust. The chair faces the sunrise because the plan favors light. The doorframe remembers your height and matches it perfectly. An envelope rests on a table with a key taped to its underside. The key knows a lock that will not resist you anymore. The ink on your name is dry and shining like a small crown. Type Amen 333 to receive your blessing and anchor this arrival. A corridor hums softly as if electricity learned your heartbeat. You walk without hurry and still arrive exactly on time. Every step feels like a signature on the right line. Someone stands at the end of the hall with the ease of an ally. Their smile confirms the green light you already felt. You nod because your spirit has been here ahead of you. The city outside keeps pace with your breathing as lights blink in perfect rhythm. Buses arrive without effort and traffic bends like a ribbon. Timing behaves like a friend who knows your full name. Comment I claim IT to mark your moment and set your ground. The elevator opens before your finger lifts, as if metal understands destiny. You enter and the doors close with the politeness of certainty. The panel shows your floor highlighted by unseen favor. The ride is smooth because friction respects your assignment. You arrive and the hallway smells like rain-washed stone. A document waits on a glass desk, simple and weighty at once. You read the first line and the old tension steps back. The second line carries your future like a lantern. Share this with two souls who need momentum to move like music. Your signature lands with the quiet power of a full tide. The page accepts it like soil accepts rain. Seeds under your story begin to stir. A soft chime on your phone announces a message coded as alignment. The words are short and decisive and kind. You breathe through your shoulders and feel space open. A calendar invite appears with the name you kept hoping would appear. The time is reasonable and the tone is respectful. Your yes arrives without drama because your yes is ready. Write Amen 333 if your bones feel the confirmation already. A cafe down the street glows like a lighthouse for a daytime sailor. You enter and the smell of cinnamon and clean coffee cups feels like welcome. The window table opens just when your hand touches the chair. A voice behind you speaks your name with a cadence that feels familiar. You turn with calm because calm serves you now. The face you meet carries warmth that does not ask for proof. The conversation blossoms without pressure because truth finally landed. Every sentence hangs straight like a framed portrait. No performance, only presence, only pace. Comment ready with your city to invite swift alignment where you live. A bank notification slides onto your screen with clear digits. The waiting number climbs over a line you thought was locked. The sound your heart makes is not surprise but recognition. Approval travels faster than rumor when grace leads the courier. A file that once stalled now moves like a river after rain. The system that felt cold now behaves like a steward. Your hands steady as you forward one email to yourself as proof. You whisper thank you without noise because gratitude prefers the center. The moment fits like a suit made to measure. Share to keep the blessing multiplying across your circle. A message from an old friend arrives with the simplicity of a clean doorbell. It holds no apology because understanding arrived instead. You exchange a few sentences that put furniture back into rooms. You step outside and the wind feels rehearsed for your shoulders. A small red leaf lands on your sleeve like a seal. You walk and the sidewalk greets you with familiar rhythm. A car stops for you even when it did not need to stop. The driver gives a nod that sounds like goodwill. You cross and the street becomes an aisle. Write Amen 333 to confirm safe passage for the day. Your phone lights with a location pin and 3 exact words. The place is near and the hour is gentle. You follow without rush because favor never barks. The door you find is painted a warm blue that calms the eyes. Inside, the air carries quiet like a soft instrument. The receptionist recognizes your name as if it were a tune. A short wait becomes a moment of clarity instead of impatience. You list your next moves in your head like sturdy stepping stones. Confidence feels like breathable fabric. Comment miracle if you welcome ease that arrives on time. You meet the person whose signature can turn keys into bridges. Their handshake is steady and unhurried. The conversation glides because the ground has been leveled. Numbers and plans arrange themselves without wrestling. You witness the blueprint of a better month forming itself. Relief spreads through your back like sunlight through curtains. A laugh escapes you and nobody hushes it. Joy behaves like a guest who knows the house. The room brightens without lights changing. Share with someone who needs to remember that doors can learn names. The afternoon holds a pocket of quiet where your ideas become clear shapes. You write 3 lines that start a chapter and they land clean. The page feels less like a task and more like a steady companion. Your soulmate section of life brightens like a marquee getting powered on. The sign does not shout because it does not need to. The glow invites rather than demands. A voice note arrives that sounds like home even if the sender is a new name. Your chest recognizes the cadence before your head registers the content. Hope settles carefully like a bird on the right branch. Write Amen 333 if you allow good news to walk in without apology. A memory of your mother's last message sits beside you like a hand you can trust. Her wisdom steadies your breathing and your choices. You move forward with dignity dressed as softness. You pour water into a glass and it tastes like victory without noise. Even the simplest act supports the story now. Your body believes what your spirit already knew. The evening stretches out like a road with clean lines. You drive it by staying present. Presence carries you without waste. Comment peace to lock calm into your routine. Sunset paints your notes with warm gold and your plans feel honored. You close the folder with the posture of completion. Your shoulders lower because your day served you well. A neighbor greets you like they always knew you would shine. You smile because the mirror inside you already told you. Friendly light hangs between you like a small banner. You walk to the market and the choices look generous. You pick the simple things that make strength feel ordinary. The bag you carry holds permission. Share this with a friend who needs endurance to feel elegant. Night arrives without heaviness because the room has air again. You light a small lamp and it glows without strain. The hush in your space is alive and loyal. Your phone shows 11:11 and the sign echoes like a soft bell. You breathe and let the alignment soak. The bell keeps ringing in silence. A message from a mentor lands with direct kindness. It opens a path without fireworks. You step on it because it is yours. Write Amen 333 to seal your yes with grace. You open a small box on your shelf and find a folded note you once wrote. The words still fit and the promise still holds. You place it where you will see it for 7 mornings. Your bed feels like a clean sentence that ends with relief. You enter sleep like a door that never slams. Dreams rehearse courage without alarms. Morning meets you with quiet power in the spine. You stand and the floor answers ready. The mirror shows loyalty in your own eyes. Comment I receive if you accept steady strength as your normal. Your inbox contains a confirmation that moves a project forward. The line reads cleared and the tone reads respectful. You mark the date because memory loves anchors. Coffee tastes like clarity because clarity is present. You write 3 tasks that matter and discard 7 that do not. Focus behaves like a lighthouse. The phone buzzes with a short hello from the one you hoped would write. The words are ordinary and the feeling is royal. You reply with sincerity and space. Share to stretch this current through your community. You step outside and the sky wears a color that makes thinking easy. The air carries a promise that does not break. Your feet find the rhythm of purpose without strain. A ride arrives exactly when the curb meets your toe. The driver plays a song that sounds like a memory of safety. You look out the window and the city agrees with your pace. At the office, a door labeled conference opens as if the handle knew your palm. The table welcomes your notes like dear guests. You speak and the room leans forward. Write Amen 333 if your voice is ready to carry without shouting. A subtle nod from someone with authority confirms what you sensed. The agenda moves in your favor without argument. The minutes record value and not noise. You step out and the corridor seems brighter than before. A coworker offers help before you ask because energy communicates. Collaboration walks beside you like a good dog. Your phone pings with a calendar block titled Celebration. You smile because scheduling joy is wisdom. The block will not be moved. Comment expand to invite capacity that fits new blessings. At lunch, you choose a table by a window that frames a tree made of calm. A leaf twirls down like a green signature. You laugh softly because nature co-signs your day. An investor of belief sends a message with one decisive line. It says proceed and your chest releases old air. You answer with gratitude that lands like steady rain. Your hands sign a small contract you once feared. It fits your values and your rest. You leave with a copy and a clear spine. Share this if your boundaries are starting to pay interest. The afternoon offers a quiet alley of time where you sort old papers. What once felt tangled now stacks into wisdom. You keep the lesson and recycle the weight. A brief call with family lands like warm bread on a table. No drama, only presence and a simple laugh. You end the call with a smile in your voice. You walk past a bookstore and a title catches your eye like a wink. The message on the cover mirrors your season. You note it and keep moving with light steps. Write Amen 333 to acknowledge the universe speaking in simple signs. A message from the landlord reads cooperative and kind. A detail that once stalled now glides forward. The room you wanted becomes yours without noise. You fold 2 shirts with a sense of ceremony. The suitcase at the top shelf no longer feels like a threat. Travel can be movement inside the same city when alignment leads. The evening air tastes clean and your lungs believe it. Lights begin to punctuate the street with friendly dots. You walk home and the road behaves like a red carpet for ordinary feet. Comment protected if you feel the shield that rose around your steps. Inside, your space smells like lemon and linen because order chose you. You make a small list titled Gentle Winds. The list grows without pressure. Your notebook page blooms with a 3-part plan that fits your life. Each part is a doorway rather than a demand. The plan breathes with you. You play a voice memo that reminds you of your steady pace. The sound comforts your bones. You keep it on repeat for 5 minutes that feel like therapy. Share with someone who needs proof that peace can be productive. A short prayer rises from your chest like a lantern. It carries names you love and rooms you occupy. It lands softly where it belongs. The night stretches clean and the clock behaves like a helpful guide. No racing, only rhythm. You choose sleep at a good hour and sleep chooses you back. You dream of a house with your name on a plaque by the door. The door is slightly open because welcome is already there. You walk in and wake up smiling. Write Amen 333 if you welcome itself. Morning returns with a gift hidden in ordinary time. The gift is clarity that moves decisions like chess played kindly. You pick a piece and the board opens. Your phone shows a small deposit you forgot to expect. It is not loud, but it is loyal. You thank it and move forward. A mentor sends a calendar link for a short conversation. You accept and feel the room of your future widen. Guidance feels like light on the right page. Comment done if completion is starting to be your habit. You review your progress and the list shows more green than gray. You honor the pace without chasing. Victory likes your tempo. A text arrives from someone who once underestimated you and now chooses respect. You accept the shift without gloating because dignity is quiet. A new lane opens between you. Your shoes feel lighter because direction carries half the weight. You tie the laces with intent and grace. The mirror nods back. Share to strengthen the chain of good news. A cafe owner recognizes you and upgrades your drink without fanfare. Community forms itself around consistency. You receive it like sunlight through a doorway. You read a note you wrote to yourself months ago that says keep going. The letters look like fresh paint. Persistence feels brand new. A small bell on the door rings as the wind plays with it. The sound affirms the day without words. Your smile answers. Write Amen 3:33 to stamp the hour with favor. A calendar reminder labeled Soulmate Saturday blinks softly. It does not push because alignment does not shove. You breathe and let the glow invite you. A location rises in your memory with precise detail. A bench near a fountain, a street where the lamps curve, a scent of cardamom riding the breeze. Your pulse syncs with the image like a drum hearing its song. You prepare without frenzy because readiness is elegant. You choose clothes that fit the story and the weather. Presence will complete the rest. Comment soulmate if your heart welcomes timing without anxiety. As twilight descends, your name is spoken in a room of 9 important eyes. Approval moves across faces like a discreet sunrise. The decision tilts toward you as if pulled by destiny. Paperwork stacks under your favor rather than over your head. Pens glide because resistance clocked out. The signatures settle like birds on a safe branch. You receive a concise message that reads we are honored. You hold the words like a small medal. Honor fits you. Share this if respect has started to notice your address. You pack a simple tote with keys, notes, and calm. Nothing heavy because nothing heavy is required. Momentum carries the rest. The elevator opens again and the floor selection glows without touch. The ride feels like a ribbon sliding through air. You exit and the hallway applauds quietly. At the exit, security offers a smile that recognizes fulfillment. The outer doors part like a blessing made of glass. The evening greets you kindly. Write Amen 3:33 to stay in the stream without strain. On the sidewalk, a child laughs and the sound unstitches the last pieces of old worry. You breathe and let joy live in your chest. The city keeps your secret and your shine. Your phone vibrates with a 2-line update that places a meeting at a perfect hour. You accept with one thumb and one steady breath. The night adjusts to hold you well. A friend sends a short clip of music that matches your heartbeat. You let it loop while you walk. Rhythm escorts you home. Comment blessed to keep your channel clear and bright. At home, you set tomorrow's outfit like a flag planted in soft ground. The fabric holds its form like a promise. You switch off the light and keep the glow inside. Sleep returns as a kind teacher rather than a negotiation. You enter and drift past gates that once squeaked. The hinges have been oiled by peace. Dreams show a map where each street is named after a virtue you carry now. You walk Courage Avenue and turn onto Joy Lane. You stop at Alignment Square and sit for a while. Share this if your night is learning softness. Dawn happens gently and the window admits the day with courtesy. You stretch and feel no argument in your bones. The floor meets your feet like a friend. A new message waits, simple and golden. It reads confirmed with a dot that feels like a jewel. You place the day in your pocket. You drink water like it is a vow. Your cells remember what wholeness means. You thank your body for staying. Write Amen 3:33 to anchor this part of your return. Archangel Michael says your shield stands, your lane holds, and your crown sits where it belongs. Protection surrounds you like architecture that knows the weight it must carry. You move forward without apology because forward is your address. By noon, a note from an ally affirms a final clearance. The project that tested your patience begins to hum like a tuned engine. The sound comforts everyone in the room. You step outside and the air carries a cool promise. The sun nods through a silver cloud. Your timeline stretches smooth. Comment: I am ready to make your agreement visible. The afternoon weaves work and wonder into one fabric. You complete a task with the pressure of a soft hand, not a heavy one. Results pile like folded linen. A neighbor's dog wags at your passing as if joy learned to speak. You return the smile because kindness multiplies when acknowledged. The street returns the echo. You text a gratitude message to yourself and schedule it to reappear in a week. Future you will read it and stand taller. Time collaborates when you treat it like a partner. Share to send this ease ahead of you and beside you. Evening lights blink on and the horizon relaxes. You stand at the window for a minute that feels like an answered letter. The world outside and the world inside both agree. You prepare a simple meal that tastes like permission. You eat slowly because celebration likes to be noticed. Peace grows when fed. Your phone face up on the table shows a small banner of love. You let it sit without grabbing because patience is powerful. The banner waits like a candle. Write Amen 333 and keep this current pure. You close the day with a review that looks like a smile. Boxes are ticked and burdens are light. The hush in your room is full and friendly. You place the envelope and the key in a safe drawer that smells like cedar. The future knows where to find them now. Your hands bless the handle. You sleep early because tomorrow is prepared. The world will meet you where you stand. You rest like a promise kept. Comment Amen 333 and subscribe to keep this river flowing through your days, then share with your circle so their next